Welcome back to us here on Sunrise. The South African national basketball team will participate in the 2017 FIBA Afrobasket Tournament in Senegal and Tunisia. The side departs later today and will play their first match on Friday against the host nation. To get more details on the tournament, we are joined by Proteas captain Mothiba, as well as Tsakani Ngobeni, who is actually the vice captain of the team. They're in studio with us this morning. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Now, the funny thing is, when people think basketball, automatically, I'm sure you guys would imagine, they think NBA. Someone actually asked me, do we have basketball in South Africa? So clearly we do, guys. You know, you're off to the 2017 Afrobasket Tournament. What does this mean to you guys? Neo, if I can start with you.
I mean, it's huge for us and the sport as well, you know, to put us out there, to put on the map. You know, the guys are excited. The whole country is buzzing in terms, I mean, the little community that we are. You know, it's one of those things where you need such tournaments in order for you to be recognized and obviously try and take down the big guns when we get to Tunisia and Senegal. But I mean, we're excited. This is huge for us. I mean, we missed the past 2 editions. So, you know, to come back and be able to compete at this level is huge for us.
Maybe if we can just put it into context, is this pretty much like the African Cup of Nations for basketball? So what AFCON would be for football, this is what it is for basketball. This is that stage for you guys, Takan.
Yeah, pretty much the top 16 countries on the continent get to compete. And, I mean, for the longest of time, Angola's been winning it, but people keep challenging the throne. And I feel like it's just time to create a little offset. Last time Neo and I went in, we had a couple of upsets. We were the underdog. So I think, you know, we have nothing to lose but everything to gain. So we're going to leave it all on the floor.
And you didn't just automatically make it to the tournament. You actually qualified for this tournament then.
Yes. There was a qualifier which happened in March when we went to Zambia to play Zambia there. And we played Zambia and Angola. And then we came second there, so we had a second round of qualifiers where we played Zimbabwe in Johannesburg. And I mean, it's one of those things where the game was just beautiful. I mean, everybody came to watch, and yeah, we managed to get through with Zimbabwe. And you know what? It just opened so many doors for us. So yeah, it wasn't easy, but we made it.
You made it. You're going to be there. You're at the showpiece. Now, you play against the host nation. I mean, Senegal are ranked 4th on the continent. We ranked 16th on the continent, I would say. So we come in as underdogs once again. I mean, how are you feeling about that, Taka?
It's just numbers, man. At the end of the day, when the ball goes up, pull it all out there, compete. It's what we've been training to do all our lives, you know? You always want to go against the best. So, I mean, like Neo, Fumani, and myself are the oldest guy on the team. We've been to war. We've got our battle scars. And
Neo's not impressed.
No. You know, the body, the age might say we're old, but, you know, the heart says something else. But, like, going against those guys, I mean, some of them playing overseas, some of them are the best in Africa individually. Yeah. But going and representing our nation in that, I mean, there's nothing to it that compares to it. Just the energy, the buzz, the adrenaline that pumps through you when you're singing your anthem in front of people about to represent your country. There's nothing like it. So I actually look forward to these moments, and I truly enjoy it.
Well, that's what sport is all about. Yes, it's about the underdog coming through. So, Neo, I mean, you guys have apparently been in camp since early August. Do you feel you guys are well prepared? Are you ready to go on and challenge the best in Africa?
Well, under the circumstances, I think we've done great with the amount of resources that we've been allocated. You know what? We've all been there before. You know, I think TK alluded to it, where I don't think old is the word to use. We are veterans in the team.
Seasoned.
But, yeah, seasoned veterans, yes. But you know what? Teams like Angola and Nigeria, they've been preparing this for about the past 2 months or so. So it's not an ideal situation, but I mean, at the end of the day, you stop making excuses and just, you know, punch as hard as you can, and hopefully somebody will just catch one. So, you know what, we prepared for this, you know, mentally, physically. It's just a matter of how the dice will roll.
Now, Tsakani, you speak about the challenges, and clearly, I mean, you know, basketball is not one of your marquee sports in the country. I mean, what are some of the challenges that you guys experience with trying to get the sport to the next level?
I mean, ideally, you plan for success. So we had our training camps like the other team 2 months ago planned, but because of funding, we couldn't get into camp. We have to like prepare on ourselves, meet on Saturdays, meet during the week. We have to create time for the success that we want to achieve. But with a lot of funding, I mean, from government or private enterprises, I'm sure that could just alleviate some of that, where we can actually just focus on what we need to do. I mean, after this, I'm dropping my son at school, going to work, and then catching up with the team, you know. So we just have to juggle a whole lot of things. If we could just focus on the sport primarily, not more so for me, but just for the next generation coming, it'd be a smoother ride, because we do actually have a chance of competing on the continent. We do have the talent. It's just the resources that's just not being allocated to us, that's just allowing it to be more challenging.
Do you think that basketball needs to be made more mainstream? I mean, in terms of even TV coverage, that kind of thing, locally? I mean, I'm sure we get more NBA and all that kind of thing, Euro basketball, than we do local basketball. Is that something that's going to aid the game?
Well, it does. I mean, if you look at, we had a NBA Africa game showpiece last month, where, you know, the best of the best from NBA came to play here in Johannesburg, and you could see the buzz around that, you know, just from one event. You know, I think there needs to be more coverage. I think that's one way to get the sport out there. The sport, underground, the sport is loved, and there's passion. There's people who are really passionate about the sport. It's just that it's not out there in mainstream. And, you know, for a sport, if you look at from outside South Africa, you see how the sport is actually being used as a tool for young kids, you know, to aspire to be, to look up to. I mean, most of these kids, especially in South Africa, if you ask them about anybody from like the NBA or whatever, they will on the top of their hat and tell you exactly who does this, what kind of shoe they wear, you know, which clubs they go to, which I don't know how they get that info. But it's huge outside South Africa. And you know, with the NBA having their offices in Johannesburg as their headquarters for Africa, you know, we need to be able to tap into that. And that obviously will come from getting the exposure that it needs on mainstream television.
Okay. Well, let's speak about the job at hand. You've got Senegal on Friday, Mozambique on Saturday, Egypt on Sunday. You need to win at least 2 to qualify for the next phase. How are you planning on going about that?
One possession at a time, one game at a time. I mean, we're preparing for this. You know, we don't want to come out there and throw our biggest first punch. You know, suss them out, keep playing. I mean, as much as we're the underdogs, we need to go out there and fight like we are the underdogs. You know, they're not gonna be a walkover. They're playing at home. So the buzz, I mean, I don't know who else. None of the guys have actually played in Africa in such a big tournament. I mean, you've got people running, as our coach would say, you've got people running around with chickens. There's drums going on, throwing chickens on the court. Like, it's a live atmosphere. Like, you have to be there mentally ready, mental tough.
You guys are clearly looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm loving it. Oh, I'm loving it.